workshop. It's fantastic to have you here, and I have an idea. Jamie, do you want to forge something?
Hell yeah!
Let's do it. But first, let's put a basketball hoop up. Jamie, do you want to do the honors?
They call me LeBron Jamie.
LeBron Jamie! Whoa, 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 whoa! Basketball! 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 Shenanigans aside, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a challenge for Jamie. Here's what's gonna happen. Jamie, I'm gonna demonstrate something right now, okay, Jamie? And tomorrow afternoon, you've then gotta make it unassisted. You'll be editing this footage, so you'll know what's happening. But you gotta make it unassisted, and I'm gonna film you the whole way through. Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a great plan.
Great plan! First things first, 10mm square bar, tilt the hammer, flat side of the hammer, forge a very steep and obtuse taper. Bring it down to about 2mm square, come over the far edge of the anvil, put a cube of material over the edge, work it down until, with your round die, half on, half off the far edge of the anvil, you halve the diameter. Turn 180 degrees from where you were last. Come to the near side of the anvil. Forge a reverse taper on the near side with the shoulders opposite to the shoulders that you formed on the far side of the anvil. What we're going to be making is we're making a little leaf keychain here. So I'm getting a reverse taper, then we'll go back to the far side of the anvil, and we'll bring down the bulk of the mass. At this temperature, you should be going back in the fire, but what you'll notice is, because we're hammering and putting energy into the workpiece by forging fast enough and with hard enough blows, it was actually getting a little bit hotter. Right now, gonna go back in the fire. The next step is gonna be making this octagon and then round. So I'll clean up the square just first and foremost real quick. Nice and neat, nice and neat, nice and neat, then to an octagon. So we work the octagon in this plane and the octagon in that plane. We can't reach it here because we'll bend it. So I come on a 45 to the anvil, right in here where the step is, work the octagon, and then we'll work the round and give it a little cleaning, a little polishing, a little hammering. And now the stem is round and it's time to work on the leaf. Starting with the flat side of the hammer, flatten it with the diagonal up until it's just a hair thicker than the stem. Then with the piece between my legs, I'll take this fuller. It's about a 1/4 inch width fuller, and we'll work it down the middle up towards the tip of the leaf, making a nice deep imprint here. Once we have that deep imprint, coming in at about 80 degrees or so, here at the back, 80 degrees on the next side, and then about 60 degrees. We change that angle as we work up towards the tip, and then we end up all the way up like a 30-degree angle, you know, very close to being parallel with our first little groove there down the middle of that stem. You'll notice, of course, that we're working at the lower temperatures because we can use those lower temperatures to mark things out, lay them out, so that then next heat, when it's hot, we can really go for it. Forge a lot of material. Down the middle, then to the sides, either side. So now face down onto a block of wood with a little small hammer, round side of the hammer, hammer with the face down, get a little curve in the tip of the leaf there. Doesn't she look beautiful? Back out of the fire we come, near side of the anvil. Here we want to just finish off the taper, bring it down to about 2 millimeters square, then to round, and then drop it over the far edge of the anvil. That gives you a 90-degree bend. From there, hold it in a pair of tongs, twist, and roll this up, create what we kind of call a penny scroll here. And then as you twist, that'll just break off. You'll get this beautiful little finial. With that little finial, you can give it a little touch with a hammer, and doesn't that look beautiful? These are scrolling tongs, and we'll use these to help us get the bend we want. We first bend away from the leaf, and then we bring it back around. A little bit of a wire brushing, clean off the scale, but there we go. That is a Brian Brazil style forged leaf key fob. How much of that did you catch?
Not much.
Yeah, I guess I probably should have gone a little slower.
It's tomorrow afternoon, and Jamie, it is time to make your forged leaf.
I've got to give credit where credit's due, despite the fact that he's doing completely the wrong thing. He's swinging his hammer like a boss. But look at that! Like, that's a great taper. It's just 4 times as long as it needs to be. Light up! Ah! No! No, Jamie! You're setting fire to the workshop! No! No! Watch out! I got the water!
There's a close one. Look, you can't be taking the mic when you've done this yesterday.
Hey, what are you talking about?
You've done this
Hey. No. Lighter, 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 lighter. There we go, right? Perfect. Let's have a look. That looks like a great point. It's about ½ an inch longer than we want it, but you got the technique nice, it's nice and clean. So now you can lay out at this colder temperature for what you're gonna be doing next heat. Okay, let's take another heat.
Now here's an interesting phenomenon. Have a look at it. It doesn't look like your angles are very square, right?
Yeah.
What you've got
Is you got a rhombus.
So what he did is he forged a rhombus. Let me sketch this. Shall we do a little montage? Rhombuses. What is a rhombus? Well, a square has 4 angles that are indeed 90 degrees, and this is great because you can work it into itself and it's all good. A rhombus is like this. It's a square that's toppled over. The issue is that as you hammer a rhombus, it doesn't just kind of squash down like a square squashes down like this. As you hammer a rhombus, it in fact topples over and you get a more severe set of angles being created. So, we want to make sure that we avoid rhombuses, okay? A clear mark of a rhombus is that you have one diagonal that has a different length to another diagonal. Well, what we want to do is we want to pinpoint the long diagonal. We call this the long diagonal because this length is longer than this. And what you'll do is once you've found the long diagonal, you'll turn it up so the long diagonal is perpendicular. Once your long diagonal is perpendicular, you'll work the diagonal down. You then end up with an almost hexagonal shape. And the way that you establish a square from this almost hexagonal shape is by making sure that if this is your anvil, that the point at the bottom and the point at the top are perpendicular to each other. You hammer down, you get yourself a square again, and you save the dreaded rhombus from destroying your day.
Hey, look at that, Jamie! You fixed it! Perfect, Jamie. That'll do. So now, hold it with one of the shoulders down over the far edge. Turn 180 degrees. Perfect. Come to the near edge of the anvil. And now give it one solid blow, half on, half off the near side of the anvil. Perfect. Lock it in. So push forwards, feel for it. Turn 90 degrees. Yeah! There we go! Looking awesome, Jamie. Okay, the next step is going to be rounding this off. Next step, Jamie, flattening the leaf and using the fuller. You good?
In the same heat?
Well, it depends how fast you work.
Too quick.
That was edited. Whoa! It's not just me! It's not just me! That was so good. Could you remind everybody, what is the next step?
We're going to get the round side of the hammer. We're going to bring it over here, leaf on, so the leaf pattern is on the wood. Give it a bang, round it out a little bit with a lighter hammer.
Would you look at that? Videographer Jamie has made a leap.
Videographer Jamie. We can now call him Videographer Blacksmith Jamie. Welcome
To the cult.
to the Brotherhood of Blacksmiths, not cult. But anyway, that was great fun, wasn't it? Overall experience making stuff, building stuff, would you recommend? Do you reckon other people should make stuff and build stuff?
Go to kitchen, go to your dog's kennel, go to your utility room, wherever it is you make things.
Who makes stuff in a utility room?
I'm just making a...
Okay, great. If you got a utility room, make stuff there.
The important thing is make sure you have fun doing it.
That's it. See you guys later.